The story begins with two sisters, Spider and Jessie. Right in front of them lies the dead body of their mother. The two girls quietly carry her body and hide it inside a trunk at a nearby lodge. Jessie, crying, kisses her mother one last time and takes off her necklace. Now Spider and Jessie cannot tell anyone about their mother's death. If they do, the authorities will separate them through the foster system and they'll lose each other forever. Later, the sisters sit down to eat. Suddenly, their mother's phone starts ringing. It's a call from someone named Reese. Spider ignores it. The next morning, as they get ready for school, Spider tells Jessie to remove the necklace, warning her never to wear it outside the house. On the way to school, Spider reminds Jessie not to tell anyone about their mother. But Spider herself ends up sharing the truth with her friend Alexis, making her promise to keep it secret. Spider believed she would be the one to take care of Jessie, just as she had always done before. That evening, Jessie arrives home with her friend's grandmother. Spider scolds her angrily, saying what if the old lady had stepped inside and seen everything? After that, Spider begins preparing dinner, but food supplies are running dangerously low. They have barely enough to stretch through the next 6 days until the monthly allowance arrives. Just then, Spider's mother's boyfriend, Reese, shows up at their door. Spider lies to him, saying their mom left an hour ago in a car with another woman. Suspicious, Reese asks if she's lying. Spider denies it. He tells her to make sure her mom calls him, then leaves. Both Jessie and Spider are terrified, realizing Reese might keep coming back again and again. In her frustration, Spider yells at Jessie. Moments later, she finds Jessie crying beside their mother's dead body, asking, "What will we do now?" Spider assures her that Reese is just a drug addict, and once he realizes their mom isn't interested, he'll move on to someone else. To cheer Jessie up, Spider takes her shopping as soon as money hits their card. Jessie happily buys lots of groceries, and the two sisters finally sit down to enjoy a proper meal. But while they eat, a boy named Cody started taking their pictures. Spider asked him what he was doing. That's when she realized his camera wasn't digital but an old film camera. Cody quickly took it back from her and walked away. Soon after, we learn Spider and Jessie are receiving almost $600 a month under the names of 3 different family members. But then, there's a knock at the door. Spider, armed with a baseball bat, opens it. It's just a pastor. Startled, she slams the door shut. But the man doesn't leave. Instead, he gives them a pamphlet. Just then Jessie walks in, and the pastor tells them about a church pizza night happening next week. Excited, Jessie asks if they can go, but Spider refuses. Jessie reminds her that they used to go to church on Christmas and Easter, and their mom would dress Spider in a purple outfit with white ruffles. Tears fill her eyes as she whispers that maybe their mom isn't lying in the shed, maybe she's in heaven. That night, Spider dreams of her mother and wakes up calling out, "Mama." The next morning, the phone rings again. This time, it's child services. An officer is coming for a home visit to check if their mom is taking proper care of them. Jessie calls them baby snatchers. Panicked, Spider rushes to clean her mom's messy room. While tidying, they discover her teaching certificate. Before becoming an addict, their mother was a teacher. Spider decides to tell the officer that their mom went for a bank job interview. But Jessie points out a problem. Their mother's car is still outside. So the girls try to hide it. Spider doesn't know how to drive, but Jessie guides her like it's a go-kart. Somehow, they manage to stash the car out of sight. When the officer arrives, she questions both girls. Spider and Jessie make sure to paint their mother as responsible and loving. The officer inspects the house, checks the fridge, and even looks into their mother's room. Before leaving, she tells them to make sure their mom calls her. After she's gone, Spider explains that no caseworker lasts more than a year on this job. Next time, a new one will show up. Meanwhile, elsewhere, police officers discover a drug-addicted couple in a car. The man is dead, the woman barely alive. But what's more heartbreaking is that their 2 small children were in the back seat. The sheriff investigating the case is Ben, who happens to be Spider's friend Alexis's father. And tonight, Spider is having dinner at their house. Ben asks Spider if her mom is coming to pick her up. Spider says no. So Ben offers to drop her home. On the way, Ben admits that back in 10th grade, he used to cheat off her mom during exams. Ben wants to meet Spider's mom, but Spider tells him she has a bank interview tomorrow and is extremely nervous, so it's not the right time. Spider goes inside. Jessie scolds her, saying she couldn't even bring her friend's grandmother home, yet Spider brought the sheriff himself. That night, as Jessie sleeps, Spider quietly whispers, "Sorry." Jessie says it's the first time she has ever heard Spider apologize. The sisters start laughing together. Jessie then asks Spider, "How long do you think we can keep this up?" The next day, Spider goes to the bus station to ask about ticket prices. She tells the receptionist she just wants to go somewhere, anywhere. When asked her age, Spider answers 15 and immediately leaves. Later, at a store, she runs into Cody. He shows her the photos he took the other day. Cody tells her he usually wanders around taking pictures and asks if she'd like to join him sometime. Spider refuses. Back home, Jessie sits holding their mom's necklace. She asks Spider why she's so mad at their mom. Spider replies, because she made bad choices. Soon after, Jessie finds a photo of her and Spider together, taken by Cody. She teases Spider, asking if Cody likes her. Spider says she doesn't know. He had asked her to go out and take pictures, but she refused. Jessie insists she should go. The following day, Cody shows up with an old bike to pick Spider up. On the way, he stops to deliver an envelope. They ride to a forest, where Spider jokingly asks if he's some kind of murderer. Inside the woods, Cody teaches her how to use his camera. Meanwhile, Ben visits Spider's house. Finding no one home, he spots their mom's car and starts checking it. He even notices the nearby lodge. But just then, he's called away on another case. Elsewhere, Spider and Cody print out photos together. She sees he has taken pictures of all sorts of people, including one of a man named Dennis who forges fake certificates. When they're done, Spider asks Cody to drop her off a little away from her house. Before leaving, Cody gives her a small digital camera, telling her to keep it for a while. Later at home, Jessie teases Spider about her date. The two sisters continue finding joy in small things, holding on to each other. But one day, while they're eating French fries outside, Reese shows up. He demands to know why their mom hasn't contacted him in so long. He warns Spider to tell her mother that if she doesn't want to be with him, she should at least return the $300 that she owes him by Friday. The sisters are shaken. They barely have enough money for themselves. The next day, Spider goes to a pawn shop. She sells the digital camera Cody gave her but only gets $50. To make up the rest, she's forced to pawn her mom's necklace. She asks the shopkeeper to hold on to it as she'll buy it back, but that will cost her double. That night, Spider takes the money to Reese. When she approaches his van, it looks empty, but Reese suddenly appears from behind. She hands him the cash. But Reese tries to keep her there, saying, "Why don't you stay a little while? I'll show you what makes your mom so crazy." He sneers, asking where her mom really is, saying if she was truly clean, she would never let Spider come here alone. Spider, devastated, runs off crying. His words cut her deeply. Broken, she lashes out, kicking her mom's trunk again and again, screaming, "I hate you." As soon as Spider returns home, Jessie hugs her tightly. She asks, "He'll leave us alone now, right?" Spider softly replies, "Yes." The next day, Spider starts researching adoption on the internet. She learns that an 18-year-old sibling can legally adopt their younger sibling. That same night, Jessie brings up their mom's necklace again. Just then, their mom's phone rings. It's Sheriff Ben calling. The following day, Spider visits Dennis, the man who forges fake IDs. She tells him she needs documents showing she's 18, like a driver's license and a birth certificate. Dennis quotes his fee, but Spider doesn't have the money. Suspicious, he asks why she needs the IDs in the first place. The scene shifts back to their house. Spider confides in Alexis, telling her that she plans to take Jessie away. With fake IDs, they'll move somewhere no one knows them, and Spider will adopt Jessie herself. But for now, she won't tell Jessie anything about it. Hearing this, Alexis becomes emotional. The next day, Spider goes back to the pawn shop and buys a camera. She then returns it to Cody. Cody says she didn't have to do that. Spider tries to push him away, saying she's too busy to hang out. But Cody convinces her to go out with him. With the camera she bought, Spider takes pictures, and slowly she begins enjoying her time with Cody. But one day, the child services officer shows up at their house. She looks inside and finds no one. From outside, she notices the lodge. Spider and Jessie were hiding there. The officer warns that if she doesn't hear from their mom by that evening, she'll call the sheriff. Jessie suggests maybe they should just tell the baby snatcher everything. But Spider snaps at her, telling her to keep her mouth shut. From there, Spider rushes straight to Dennis's house. But he isn't there and neither are her fake IDs ready. Back at the house, Jessie once again asks Spider about the necklace. Spider admits, "I sold it." Jessie is heartbroken, saying that locket meant everything to their mom. But Spider insists, no, the only thing mom ever cared about was getting high. She says their mother was a bad person. Jessie refuses to believe that. So Spider reminds her of how their mom used to treat them. When Jessie was just a little girl, their mom once left her out on the porch and forgot all about her. It was Spider who heard Jessie crying and carried her inside. Spider goes on to reveal that Jessie's asthma was also their mother's fault. When she was pregnant, she put harmful substances into her body, damaging Jessie's lungs before she was even born. Hearing this, Jessie breaks down, sobbing that it can't be true. Crying, she runs outside. Her breathing becomes heavy and strained. When she grabs her inhaler, it's empty. Spider rushes out and finds Jessie collapsed on the ground, unconscious. She realizes she forgot to refill the inhaler. Panicked, Spider dials 911, but the ambulance will take time to arrive. So Spider drives Jessie to the hospital herself. Doctors admit Jessie immediately. When Spider begs for answers, the doctors tell her they can only share Jessie's condition with an adult guardian. They refuse to tell Spider anything. After some time, Sheriff Ben checks in on Jessie. She was safe now. Hearing this, Spider breaks down in tears, blaming herself for everything that happened. Ben tells her, "You're her sister, not her mother." He asks about their mom, but Spider says nothing. All she manages to whisper is, "Please, don't separate us." Just then, Jessie is discharged and comes out. Spider warns her not to tell Ben anything either. Ben takes both sisters back to his home. When Ben's wife learns that their mom has been missing for weeks, she tells him that Jessie and Spider should stay with them until they can be placed with a good family. But Ben explains how difficult that will be. There are already over 70 children in their county waiting for families. And even if Jessie and Spider are added to that list, the chances of them ending up together in the same home are nearly impossible. The next morning, Ben drops Spider and Alexis off at school. Alexis secretly gives Spider some money. Spider had already decided to run away. She goes to Dennis and collects her fake IDs. But when she arrives to pick Jessie up from school, Jessie has already gone home. Spider rushes back and starts packing their bags. Jessie, confused, asks where they're going. Spider tells her they have to escape, because sooner or later, the baby snatcher will come for them. But Jessie refuses. She doesn't want to leave behind her friends or her mom like this. In frustration, Spider slaps Jessie. At that very moment, Reese barges into their house. He pins Spider against the wall, accusing her. "Your mom's dead, isn't she? And you've been keeping her extra $200 for yourself." He demands that from now on, he wants $200 every single month. But his intentions towards Spider are sinister. Before anything worse can happen, Jessie attacks him. Spider grabs a baseball bat and strikes Reese. After some time, Jessie regains consciousness. She tells Spider she doesn't want to leave. The two sisters sit together. Spider begins singing one of their mom's songs, and Jessie joins her. Finally, they decide to tell the police everything. Their mother's dead body is taken away. Sheriff Ben sits down with them. Spider asks him, "What I did, was it wrong?" Ben answers, "Everything you did to keep your family together." Their mother's funeral takes place. Both sisters place flowers on her coffin. Later, Cody also arrives. In the end, Spider holds the necklace that once belonged to their mother. Inside it is a photo of her and Jessie as children. Spider puts the necklace around her neck. And with that, the story comes to an end. Tell us in the comments how you felt about this explanation. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.